to the president, Donald Trump, underlining the state of the economy.
We have launched an unprecedented economic boom. The U.S. economy is growing almost twice as fast today as when I took office. An economic miracle is taking place in the United States. We are considered far and away the hottest economy anywhere in the world. Unemployment has reached the lowest rate in over half a century. America is again winning each and every day. Wages are rising at the fastest pace in decades. Our union is strong.
Joining me now around the table, Gershon Distenfeld, AllianceBernstein, co-head of fixed income, Andres Garcia Amaya, Zoe Financial founder and CEO, and Jill Carey Hall. Lucky to have her with us around the table too, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, US Equity Strategy Director. Jill, I want to begin with you, and let's try and avoid the politics for the first part of the show if we can, and focus on the economics. If you want to talk about a miracle, it's the US economy accelerating through January, even with the government partially shut down for much of the month, and seemingly going into the same situation again in the coming month too. Will it make a difference?
Well, we are expecting that economic growth to remain healthy this year. We're not baking in a recession. We're looking for 2.5% economic growth in the U.S. this year. So I think, some of the fears of market participants, a government shutdown, whether that comes back, could certainly have an impact on economic growth if we see another prolonged shutdown. But so far, so good. And I think, with some of the data we're seeing, especially last week, and with, okay corporate earnings so far, are instilling confidence that the corporates in the economy are still holding up.
Gershon, two reasons I think the United States has managed to remain resilient. One being a structural issue. It's just less dependent on the international trade story like the Europeans are, like China is. Then we've got this big fiscal stimulus of last year that's helped insulate the economy too. A lot of people focusing on the latter, whether that fades through 19, what that looks like, what kind of deceleration we could see. What's your base case?
I think it's a longer issue than just 2019. I mean, we agree that the economy is likely going to remain strong in 2019. The question is, all these things put together, however you want to weight them, how much have they pulled forward economic growth from the future, and how sustainable is this in the long run? That's the real question.
Andres?
Yeah, I mean, this expansion, we've seen the economy grow at 2.3%. If you look at historically, the economy grows at 2.7. So the question is, how much are we pulling through? Is that, call it optimal level of growth 2? Is it 1.5 or is it 2.5? We don't know that. One thing that's important to note, you mentioned in essence that we're insulated from call it the export issues that some of the Europe and China are facing. The U.S. economy, 68% of the economy is driven by us buying things. And the interesting thing is how resilient that's been despite all the things that we've seen. And from my perspective, that's been the most surprising aspect.